Good morning. Today is Saturday, August 22nd, 2026. You're listening to Cyber F.M. I'm your host, Arias Thomas, and this is today's Cybersecurity Report, being brought to you by the RSSH Delivery Company, New York's exclusive delivery option. On today's show, we are breaking down 4 critical operational security threats newly disclosed across Linux kernel modules, enterprise firewall gateways, web application frameworks, and critical industrial control systems. We'll be talking about stories number 1,
Windows kernel ancillary function driver 0-day.
High-severity heap buffer overflow and packet filtering routines exploited for local root escalation.
2 Microsoft SharePoint Server RCE vulnerability chain.
Critical remote code execution vulnerability targeting enterprise perimeter firewalls.
3 MLflow open source data server SSRF vulnerability.
Critical web server flaw enabling arbitrary remote file access and code execution.
4 Windows user profile service privilege escalation.
ICS perimeter vulnerability permitting unauthenticated operational technology takeover. Let's begin.
Story number 1. Active 0-day in Windows kernel driver exploited for privilege escalation.
Our top story hits enterprise Linux server security. Threat analysis have disclosed CVE 2026-389-10, a high-severity heap buffer overflow vulnerability within the Linux Kernel Netfilter packet processing subsystem. The flaw exists in how the kernel parses custom network filter tables. An attacker with unprivileged local user access or container execution privileges can issue crafted netlink sockets to corrupt kernel memory allocation tables, escalating local privileges to root level instantly. Enterprise SOC teams running high-density container environments must apply distribution kernel patches immediately.
Story number 2. Critical SharePoint RCE chain disclosed via CVE 2026663520.
Turning to perimeter network defense, emergency advisors have been issued for CVE 2026-4112, an unauthenticated remote code execution vulnerability affecting Palo Alto Network's PAN-OS management interfaces. The flaw allows remote network actors to bypass perimeter authentication routines by sending malicious HTTP requests to exposed management portals, granting system-level command execution on firewall appliances. Network administrators are urged to restrict management access to isolated administrative VLANs and apply vendor hotfixes immediately.
Story number 3. CISA adds MLflow data server SSRF to KEV catalog.
In web infrastructure news, security researchers have detailed CVE 2026-31204, a critical path traversal and memory corruption vulnerability in Apache HTTP server instances running legacy module configurations. By tricking the server's URI normalization engine with encoding directory traversal sequences, unauthenticated remote attackers can read restricted system files outside the web root and trigger arbitrary code execution. Web application firewalls must be updated with strict URI inspection rules while core web server binaries are updated.
Story number 4. Windows user profile service flaw enables local takeover.
Our final story covers operational technology and critical infrastructure safety. A critical authentication bypass vulnerabilities tracked as CVE 2026-29801 has been disclosed in industrial Siemens Scalance Ethernet switches. The flaw permits an unauthenticated network attacker with line-of-sight access to the OT network to send malformed management packets, completely bypassing admin login screens and altering industrial network traffic routing. Industrial control operators must isolate switch management interfaces beyond dedicated OT security zones and deploy vendor firmware updates. Today's broadcast is brought to you by the RSSH Delivery Company, New York's exclusive delivery option. In an era where corporate identity providers, local credential vaults, cloud key management systems, and hardware security modules face unauthenticated remote execution and physical perimeter bypass risk, maintaining an uncompromised physical chain of custody is mission critical. Whether you're moving sensitive hardware, confidential legal documents, or emergency code storage keys across the 5 boroughs, the RSSH provides controlled security, real-time tracking, and uncompromised white glove speed. When digital perimeters fail, rely on New York's elite carrier service, the RSSH Delivery Company, New York's exclusive delivery option. That brings us to the conclusion of today's operational technical briefing on Cyber FM. To recap the core material covered on today's show, we spoke about Linux Kernel Netfilter Subsystem HEAP Overflow CVE 2026-38910, enabling container to host local root privilege escalation, critical Palo Alto Pan OS unauthenticated remote code execution vulnerability CVE 2026-40112, threatening enterprise firewalls, Apache HTTP server path traversal and memory corruption flaw CVE 2026-31204, permitting arbitrary remote file access, and Siemens Scalent's industrial switch authentication bypass CVE 2026-29801, exposing critical OT network infrastructure. I prepared a deep dive report on each story posted on my LinkedIn page, complete with detailed indicators of compromise, patch advisories, and architecture hardening guidelines. A final thank you to our program sponsor, the RSSH Delivery Company, New York's exclusive delivery option. I'm your host, Arias Thomas. Stay vigilant, patch your Linux kernel, secure your firewall management ports, and join us next time right here on Cyber FM.
You are listening to Cyber FM, hosted by Arias Thomas.